Good evening, everyone. My name is Jesse Cruz, and to begin, I want to first start off with a negative claim, saying that the government economy will nearly lose 600 jobs, and GDP will decline. Well, it might be true, but it might not be true to begin with. And the technology, I don't think technology can replace someone, because I've seen machines like a Jack in the Box and they never work. And it takes much longer than a human being doing it. And the last time that inflation was indexed was in 1968, not 1938. And to begin, as my partner stated earlier in the debate, we're proposing that minimum wage should incrementally increase to $9 an hour to adjust for the cost of living and inflation that the United States is going through. My significant claim is that there needs to be an increase in the federal minimum wage to account for the rising costs and living and to adjust the inflation rate, which hasn't been adjusted to the minimum wage since 1968. The individuals and families earning minimum wage are struggling to be self-sufficient and are having to rely on government assistance to make ends meet. Prices are going up, but wages are still staying the same. According to Representative George Miller of California, the further that people fall behind and the lower the minimum wages, the more government subsidies these low-wage workers. We subsidize them with food stamps, and we will be subsidizing them with health care. I appreciate everybody thumping their chest about how they're independent, free enterprise businesses, but they just want a government subsidy to pay for the wages of their workers. Also, Jared Buechler, a Democratic primary candidate in the House District 18, stated that employers can afford the increase. Walmart employee food stamp and Medicaid taxpayer costs nationwide are estimated to be $1 billion. Yet Walmart made $22 billion in pre-tax profits last year, and Sam Walton's heir is worth $100 billion. Walmart could pay each of their 1.4 U.S. employees $15,000 more yearly and still be very profitable. My inherency is the current federal minimum wage of $7.25 is insufficient to compensate for the cost of living that the United States, forcing minimum wage employees way under the poverty line. With the minimum wage that we have now, there is no way a family can survive off the income. They would have to be living paycheck to paycheck, hoping to make ends meet. And that also does not account for single parents who might not have the support of their parents. According to Bernice Nepacek, a Yahoo Finance writer, a full-time worker making the minimum wage today would earn roughly $14,500 a year, about 40% below the $23,550 poverty line for a family of four. And to go into my solvency, if the minimum wage doesn't increase, there will continue to be many negative effects on the country's economy, as most of the consumption in the market comes from minimum wage workers. Craig Jelinek, CEO of Costco, says, instead of minimizing wages, we know it's a lot more profitable in the long term to minimize employee turnover and maximize employee productivity, commitment, and loyalty. We support efforts to increase the federal minimum wage. And that's coming from a CEO of a large company who pays $11.25 to a minimum wage worker. And according to Tammy Lefebvre, a CNN money writer, states, one of the best ways to get the economy going again is to put money in the pockets of people who work, who will spend it at small businesses in their communities. A minimum wage increase will stimulate consumer demand and help drive economic growth for the people who most need it in America, the workers. That's